Alright, so kick-started the fourth room on the first floor, which is gonna be our son's room. So, well, it still looks quite messy for now. It's first has been a guest room, and now it's just been like a room where we put all sorts of stuff down. But now, since winter's coming and we need to install our whole heating system, I actually have to do all the rooms, because I don't want to be putting the heaters and the pipes and everything on a wall that I'm gonna have to take off again once I, have to cut the trenches here as well for electricity and change the window, as we see here. Already done one. Well, it's not finished, as you can see, but and right now just getting started on the next one. So let me show you. Oh yeah, one thing, as you can see, woodworm's been at it, already broke through the flooring here, which means, yeah, I definitely have to change the entire floor here. So that will be the last thing I'm gonna do. So for now I can just paint and rebuild and everything, and then I'll rip out the floor as last thing and put new boards down. I hope that the beams are fine and still carry the first floor as they're supposed to, but I can only assess that once the floor's gone. Alright, so last night I still closed up around the windows with some cement, and this is because the walls were a bit damaged, so I want the window to hold well. Otherwise I'm obviously going to take plaster just like the rest. And it's been a super cold night, but first frost. But now it's nice and sunny today. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to got some plaster, I'm going to close up those trenches where you already see the cable inside. See, that's the flat cable going right there. Boom, and then obviously the plugs. Also there is some cement because I just want them to hold better, and plaster is just not great. So as you can see, we have some serious cracks in the ceiling, and in order to kind of get rid of them, first I'm taking off a little bit of plaster around them to establish a bit the extent of them. Evidently, we also have to test a little bit where they come from, and I mean, it's evident it's not a new house. For instance, I think in total, from what I could measure at the front of the house, it's like a centimeter and a half lower than the front, and this is just because the foundations that they did evidently were not strong enough, and so it has worked over the last kind of 70 years, or 80 years already nearly. So yeah, it's normal. If the cracks are not kind of dangerous in terms of constructional integrity, then I wouldn't worry too much about it. And so basically what I do is I take a little bit of plaster away as such, along those cracks, and yeah, once they're a bit clean and there's a bit more to grip on, I can kind of fill it up again with new plaster or anything of that kind. To make sure, it's important to kind of take everything that is not really still well attached, otherwise it will just happen again in a short period of time. But as I said, don't be too worried about it. In old houses, cracks are kind of normal, and I've actually seen houses with much worse cracks, like in the actual carrying walls, not just in here the decoration. This is just 2.5 centimeter thick tiles, which are attached with a wire to the beams above. So yeah, not to worry as long as the beams don't break. As you can see, ceiling done. Here already started, got the wallpaper off, and just gonna make my way all the way around the room, and then I can basically paint it. So exciting stuff, let's get to it. as you can see, I've done the second half, taking all the boards down, and I'm taking kind of the time to get all the nails out because I'm intending to use the boards that are still in a good shape for a little shed that I'm building outside, like an outdoor shower and maybe sauna and stuff like that. So keeping that in mind, I'm taking them out carefully and hope to reuse most of it. Remember, upcycle. What I'm doing now is because obviously the reason we're changing it is that they had some worms, and I want to make sure that there are none left within the beams because that's most important to ensure this is stable. There's one that is a bit attacked, I can see that. The other ones maybe a little bit, so same procedure as always. Fire, then drill holes, then boric acid, and then we're all happy. Then we put some isolation down, some insulation down, sorry I keep saying that wrong, and put the boards over it. And there I'm using this really cool air pressure nailer, which I borrowed from a buddy who lives near here. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so the new boards are down, all put in place, and as you see there are a lot of these dark points on the floor. During putting them down, this wood obviously had a couple of holes inside due to basically branches falling out. And what I did is I just stuck a bit of tape underneath the boards in order to facilitate the process of filling them now. And I've filled the holes with sawdust, and then I made a combination from wood glue and some pigment, because obviously I don't want to have some white holes in there. I prefer to have them, you know, a brown, dark brown color, similar to the actual see around here. I just filled them all up. I'll let them dry now, and then I'm going to sand them down to obviously reduce or remove everything that's around, and also just clean the entire floor before then finally oiling it with some linseed oil.